Death most resembles a prophet who is without honor in his own land, or a poet who is a stranger among his people. Hello! Welcome to Valley by Night, the Tuesday night Vampire 5th Edition Chronicle here on Dire Bear. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason from over at the Nerd Turtle Network. And joining me as usual will be Sarah, playing Jolene, Eric playing Samuel, Duba playing Alexander, Rap playing Maeve, and Decca playing Blackjack. Let's see. Last session we covered what our coterie had been doing over the past 3 weeks. I think it was like a 3-week jump we took.
From the 21st to the 14th?
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
And, let's see. I believe we all met Samuel Sire.
Yes.
Alexander kind of got called to the carpet by Grandmother Dorcas. She's worried that he might have been slacking a little bit on his chores. Well, I'm trying to think of the term she'd put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Rake through the coals.
She wasn't. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't like Samuel levels of angry.
Let's see. Blackjack stole some mortal's free will and was A-okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm putting him in stable housing. He's taking care of himself. He has a family he's looking after. I'm paying him through his college as far as I know.
I mean, honestly, some days I'd give up my free will for that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I believe you also Blackjack also hired a couple of the Thin Bloods.
Yes.
He didn't blood bond them though, so they can still come and go as they
I
want.
don't need a blood bond, a thin blood.
I like the sheer distaste in your voice. What about a Thin Blood?
Blackjack is sus.
I was doing my
It's
tasks.
okay, Jolene. He still likes you. You're a credit to your people. I know Maeve got into some stuff. What did Maeve get into? Oh yeah, Colin was trying to talk you into moving, I think.
Yeah, try to leave the coterie, go to another state, another area, another town, somewhere else.
We're just kind of a turnaround because previously he'd been pretty pleased with your, joining up with this coterie.
Yeah, but now that she took a firewall to the face, he's like, yeah, no, you gotta find somewhere else. You gotta find better friends.
Your coterie is attracting devil worshippers. That's not good.
Yeah, it's the coterie that's doing it.
It's not their fault. And Jolene, had her work cut out for her as Queen of the Thin Bloods. With Eddie's
Diablerie.
moving out of the city, all the responsibilities that he had taken on himself have now fallen to Jolene.
Yeah.
Exactly how it's up in the air, but everybody just started looking to her. I mean, the fact that her coterie came and rescued them all probably has a lot to do with it. Well, not all of them. There's still some missing.
Yeah.
And last session, can't talk. Last session, I believe we ended with a text to Samuel from Walker Boyer, a magician, sorcerer, wizard, whatever word you want to use, some sort of user of magic that lives down in Mooresville. he has a relative that lives in the domain and has made some deals with Samuel. He warded the apartment complex that most of the Thin Bloods are living in. He also has a similar ward up around his relation's house, with the understanding that y'all will look after her as far as any kind of supernatural threat. We got a text from him saying the ward around her home had triggered. And I believe you were... I forget where you were when you got the message.
Samuel was at the chantry talking to his sire. So he used very fancy code to basically say, "Hey, you all, something just tripped the ward at this home we're supposed to be looking at. I need you all to take a look at that because I'm too far away to do it."
We all replied back in equally fancy code.
Somebody needs to bring food for Maeve because she couldn't hunt.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm bringing some cold tacos.
Yep.
Well, she tried to hunt. What is
Yeah.
Boyer's
Yeah.
family member's name?
What are you doing down there? You're just gonna lay there? He's just lay there for 3 hours.
Sus.
Super sus.
I am taking care of an injured animal who's like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna run around even though I'm injured.
The best time to run around.
Apparently.
Oh my god.
Well, otherwise, when it runs around, Papa doesn't get up and chase it. Now Papa's trying to get it stopped, so he's chasing.
Yep.
Joke's on her, I'm stuck here for 3 hours.
Oh, that sounded painful. Hope it doesn't. Hope you don't bleed out in,
No,
in 3
I'm
hours.
not here. I'm not here against my will, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In her point of view, I'm stuck here.
All right, so the rest of y'all were racing towards the warded house. Now, who was grabbing Maeve's food?
Jolene.
Yeah, because I took that one Thin Blood Alchemist thing where it makes blood bags viable as food sources.
Ah, okay.
Just don't question where the blood comes from.
Oh,
She just
She
uses
has to
her
keep-
own, so the third time she feeds you, got you. According to Blackjack, this is
mean-
okay.
Thin Blood though, I don't think she could bond.
You're probably right.
Actually, I think the only ones that can't, well, Thin Bloods might not be able to. I know Tremere cannot blood bond other kindred. 100%.
And she has bond resistance. I don't know if that would affect her attempting to bond people or people.
I don't believe it does. I think it just affects you getting bonded. All right, so the rest of you scramble down there. Let's see. Who is likely to get there first? Not Jolene, because she's got to run by and grab blood bags.
She got Oogie back, right? And all in one piece.
Actually, yes.
Okay, making sure.
And come to think of it, are you still avoiding your apartment now, or?
A little bit. She's like bouncing around between a couple different places. Because she knows that Eddie knows where her apartment is, so. Even though he's got like a, kill on sight order on him.
Yep. If he's within the domain.
Yeah.
You know, if you run up to Nashville and you happen to run into him there,
Just stand at each other, stand there like Spider-Man, like.
Just kill each other anyway, it's fine.
now, the fact that his blood hunt was called because he's a Diablerist if you can convince the prince up there he's a Diablerist, they'd probably call a bloodhunt on him because that's pretty well automatic.
Good luck doing that as a thin blood, though.
Yeah, yeah. All
He
right.
was a thin blood like me, but look at him. He's a full-blooded vampire now. How do you think that happened?
It's a mystery.
I don't
How
believe
did this
the thin
thin blood
blood
get in here, and who's letting her talk?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Blackjack, Maeve.
It'd probably be
Or
either
Alexander.
Blackjack or Alexander, depending on you know.
Hmm.
Just because.
Well, Maeve, I assume, is racing to the scene. She's let it be known somebody needs to bring me a snack.
Mhm.
Not that she's stopping for one.
All right, Blackjack gets there first.
Would Alexander be with me, or would he? Does he have his own vehicle?
He
I
does
don't know.
not have a vehicle.
Do you have a
Okay.
vehicle?
No, not at all. If he has any mode of transportation, it's him yeeting himself into the air. But other than that, 9 times out of 10, he's sewer.
I'd probably take Alexander then.
Then what he needs is a skateboard like the Ninja Turtles use.
Mom's reaction to that. Oh, great.
Either like turtles or some kind of Back to the Future bullshit.
All right, so Alexander and Blackjack pull up to the, or pull into the neighborhood. Or,
Mhm.
are you gonna park close to the house? You can do a drive-by. How you gonna do this?
Probably park. I'll probably park a little bits away,
Okay.
like the same neighborhood, but like towards the end of the neighborhood.
Okay. So like the end of the block, or
Yeah, at the end of the block, like make it look like I'm parking at someone else's house for a party. Just kind of get out and be like,
Yep, it's a party. Gotta do my stretches. Brass knuckles. It's just that kind of party. Alexander, what are you doing?
Here's a good question. So essentially, we parked at the end of the block.
Mm-hmm.
And before he gets out, he's just gonna. I don't know. He'll just probably hop out and just have a look around, see if he notices anything suspicious.
Okay. Give me an awareness roll. Awareness. Wits.
"Ooh, can I do one of those too?"
You may.
Well, all right.
I got
then.
4 successes.
Alright.
I got max.
Yeah, but you got a 10
In hunger. And
in hunger and a 10 in your regular. So that's a bestial,
That's a bestial critical, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
Really aware of stuff.
Or
Fact
extremely
is-
unaware.
In fact, a little too unaware.
Okay, let's see here. Alright, critical successes.
Fourth.
Alright, I have lost what page of the bestial success thing is on. Oh, I can't see where this would give you a stain. Though I can see where it might violate the masquerade. Okay. Blackjack, you notice, other cars parked along the side of the road. There's one down a few houses past her house. On the opposite side. That is way too fancy for this neighborhood. It's not a limousine. I saw your mouth moving, but I didn't hear it.
It's like a Rolls Royce in the ghetto.
This is not a ghetto, but it is a Rolls Royce, yes.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
Alexander, you see this car, it's got tinted windows, but you think you see a little bit of movement inside it. And it's out of place. It's way out of place. You're kind of keyed up, not knowing what kind of emergency you're going to run into when you got here, what's going on, or, it's supernatural stuff that triggers those wards, so it's got to be something. So your beast gets the better of you. And you just go charging down the road at it.
I try to grab him as quickly as I can.
You go to reach for him, but he springs.
Oh, jeez.
He hasn't cloaked him. He's not cloaked. He's just bounding down this road. Relatively late. A lot of houses don't have any lights on. A few of them do, though.
Well, I'm not the mentalist here. I'm out of my element. I'm just gonna go chase him.
And we all know how fast Blackjack is.
This peer pressure will not work.
On your left.
I have a build I'm going for.
Alexander's going boing, boing, boing. Blackjack's going doop, 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 doop.
Oh no.
No, you're running. You're sprinting like a normal person, and I don't know that Alexander's jumping makes him really any faster.
No, probably not.
But harder to run up and grab a hold of for sure.
It's like, oh, you almost about to catch me? Nope.
Trying to wrangle a cat.
So anyway, you go springing down past his house. You land on the hood of the car.
On the hood of the Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Blackjack, run up behind you. You can see where the hood is crumpled in a little bit. I mean, nothing severe, but it's a big dent.
It's gonna cost thousands already. Are you good? You satisfied?
Yeah, you're calming down a little bit now, Alexander.
Yes. You wanna explain something? You're not usually that jumpy. As I'm like slowly trying to open the door of the Rolls Royce.
Which side do you go on?
Let's say odds passenger, evens
Driver.
evens driver, yeah. Driver side.
Yeah, driver's side door opens, no problem.
Anyone in there?
You look in, you do not see anybody, though the passenger side rear window is down.
Now, surely I could have seen someone get out the fucking window from the.
Oh, yeah, you'd absolutely seen somebody crawling out the window.
Uh-huh.
Assuming they could be seen.
Okay. You wanna try this from the top again?
Sure.
Let's take 5. Just think about what you're gonna do before we do it. The most impulsive person in the group giving the pep talk.
The Bruja is calming someone down. Things have gone off the rails.
First. Alright, you good?
Yes, I don't know what came over me.
Good. Pretend there's a puppy in my purview. And just calm down. And now we go.
And a porch light turns on.
Of course it is. I know.
Immediately obfuscates.
Cloak of shadows.
It's like, yeah, it's like porcelain turns on.
You're on your own.
It's like, well, nope.
Blackjack, what do you do?
I'm not directly in the view. I imagine on the driver's side I have like a little bit of cover.
A little bit. I mean, you're standing next to a car, so it's yeah,
I can just crouch down underneath, behind it.
Okay. Of course, when you open the door, the interior light came on.
That's fair. I could just close the door. That's not a big deal.
All right, so you close the door right quick and crouch down. You hear a door open, and this is a house, basically the house that this car is parked in front of. Alexander may have made some noise landing on the hood of this car.
Well, yeah, if I was able to dent it in, I'd say I at least made a decent pop sound when I landed.
And let's see. Well, Blackjack wouldn't see it because he's crouched down hiding. Alexander, you see a older lady kind of stick her head out the door. She starts looking around. She's got a flashlight. I mean, there's enough street lights through here. I don't know why she bothered the flashlight, but
Some people just want a little extra.
and you realize that having her porch light on like that is probably would be ruining her night vision anyway. But well, now I know I saw somebody. She just does creep to the edge of her porch, and you see her kind of shine the light up into the tree in the front yard. As she steps on the porch, you see she got her phone, her like house phone, in one hand. But doesn't seem to be using
The
it.
cat got on the roof.
Damn raccoon in the attic again.
But
Get the broom.
after a minute or so, she eases back into the house, turns the light off. Give me an awareness roll, Alexander.
Okay, same thing.
Yes, what's awareness?
Awareness wits. Yay.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. 3 successes.
All right, so that beats her one success. So you see the curtains by one of her windows kind of move. So you're pretty sure she's watching out the window now.
What's going on? I thought I heard a door open.
You'd have also heard it close, but yeah.
Yeah, that may be worse for all I know.
Yeah, Alexander's going to, just kind of whisper as loud and best as he can to
Stage whisper.
Blackjack. Yeah, pretty much. Right. The old woman's gone back inside. I don't think she's still watching from a window, so we need to be careful.
Oh, it's an old lady. We could take her. I mean, never mind. Forget I said that.
As this is going on, Maeve, you pull up behind Blackjack's truck.
You muted.
Yeah. I think you were muted.
I'm gonna park actually around the corner, not behind Blackjack's truck.
Okay.
You passed by us, and you passed by Blackjack, just crouched underneath the Rolls Royce.
Or crouch next to it on the ground.
Uh-huh. A weird dent on the hood of it. Oh no.
Alexander shaped dent.
Well, it's just a big dent. It could easily have been a, Blackjack slamming his hands down on that dent, too. You don't know. I mean, him flying off the handle makes way more sense.
Hey, keep in mind, it is the South. You never know when a random deer just comes out of nowhere.
And hits
I
the
do.
roof of your car. It's
I
like
don't
a
know.
falling rock sign, it's falling deers.
I don't know. The deer that hit mine rolled across the hood.
That
So.
side.
Look. They can spontaneously just spawn out of the wood anywhere. Like, they have no spawn
It's true
point.
facts.
I've seen it
There's
happen in
random
Huntsville. It's happened to me in
spawns.
Huntsville.
Please, I think not too long ago going to work, I saw 2 doe in a front yard.
Yep.
And this was at 5 in the morning.
Well, we get that around here, but in my neighborhood. But yes, I
There
was
was-
driving
there was-
home and no deer, and it just spawned. Shoulder checked me. I had
Takes
not
off
had
like
that
nothing.
car a year yet.
The worst part is when they take off like nothing.
Yep.
Come
It's
back
like,
here
I'm
and pay
good.
me, bitch.
I can only hope that the tow truck driver found it. I described to him what was happening, and I told him, "Oh yeah, it ran off." He's like, "Oh, I'm going to find it." Oh, okay. I hope you do.
I like that guy. Give him a tip.
You don't know how close I was to having y'all be out hunting one night and just find a random dude skinning a deer in somebody's yard. That's how me and my friends imagine it happening. Is some guy wakes up 2 o'clock in the morning, looks out his window, guy's just out there cleaning his deer.
Look, you got
Roadkill. The meat's still good.
You got
Still
you got,
warm?
you got 3 months in the campaign. You're fine.
That probably happened in 2017, though. Maybe 2018. I don't know.
It's the South.
But
It could be something very standard.
Is
anyway, getting back on subject. So you park around the corner. Do you drive past his truck and then around the corner? Or do you see his
Yes.
truck and you park? Okay. So yes, you drive by this Rolls Royce with the dented hood and Blackjack crouching on the street next to it.
if I look like forward to where I am, do I see like anybody else's lights turn on?
No. There's a few lights that are still on, but they were on when you got here.
Okay.
Maybe as you driving down the street, you turn on the street in time to see the porch light of the house Blackjack's in front of. You see the porch light turn off. Then you drive around the park.
And there's street lights everywhere, or is it dark?
There's a fair number of street lights. It's not like brightly lit, but there's shadows to hide in, even if you don't have like obfuscate.
Blackjack just kind of looks up and is like, so just let me know when she stops looking, and I don't know, we'll come down. And I thought I saw Maeve. I might have been seeing things. I don't know.
Well, it's the only car you've seen on the street so far, so you probably paid a lot of attention to it when you drove by.
So yeah, May's gonna park and she's gonna go and be like, "What are you doing crouched over?"
There's an old lady up there who might be curious as to why there is a Nosferatu on the hood of that Rolls Royce.
she can see the Nosferatu.
Well, yeah, but apparently she's looking through the curtains.
Now, Maeve, did you kind of stalk up there, or were you just strolling?
No, I'm gonna stalk up there because obviously if Blackjack is crouched, obviously there's something going on.
All right, give me a stealth roll.
Stealth what?
Dexterity.
I am drinking some of the thickest hot chocolate I've ever had in my life.
Damn.
Oh,
I'm
Come on,
going
guys.
to willpower and force that 10 into just a
A standard
Regular.
success.
standard success dice. Yeah.
killing me. Just get a regular crit like me.
Dang it, I was just
Obviously,
at...
they just want us to have bestials, so.
Doesn't mean speaking to the world.
Dang it, I was just at the willpower stuff earlier. It was saying what you could spend willpower on.
I can hear the control apps.
Well, that's me hitting enter as it jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh, that's neat. Not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, because Eric said he found it.
Yeah, I was looking for the, whatever I was looking for earlier and ran across it. Oh well. Something to do with 100 dice, maybe.
It's under like when it's talking about criticals. I believe it's under bestial critical in the book. If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, right. Critical success.
That's got the messy critical in the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's why I couldn't find it.
Page 207.
Hate to take the time to look it up, but I've been keep meaning to look it up. There we go. Missing critical. Physical. Let's see. Character breaks the masquerade. Character loses $1 advantage. Let's see. Do not roll 100 dice on a willpower roll or on a humanity roll, so you cannot get a missing critical on those rolls. Okay. Yeah, but you could, at the very least, you could you could re-roll those 3 dice.
So you can't reroll the hunger, but you can reroll the other 3.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'm not seeing the
Okay.
suppressed. I mean, it may be somewhere else. This is not the best organized book to find stuff.
Do you remember where you found it exactly, Eric? Or
I'm gonna go hunt it down real quick. I know I found it somewhere.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and look at go ahead and look it up. I've been meaning to find it, but we'll go ahead and just say you burn it and it becomes just a normal failure or whatever.
it becomes just a regular success instead of a 10. It could be like a 9.
But but that gives you 3 successes, and unfortunately, the old lady rolled 2 10s, so that's 4.
Oh
for her.
God.
Yeah, can I get my NPCs to crit in combat? No. But this little old lady poking her nose into y'all's business, she can crit. Peeking through her the blinds on her window. Yeah.
Can't reroll the hunger dice with willpower, however, he can use willpower to push down the urges to reroll up to 3 regular dice. And the reroll dice don't come up as a critical. It is no critical, messy, or otherwise.
Okay, so it does require the reroll portion. Okay.
So then I just re-roll 3 dice.
Yeah, go ahead and just reroll 3 dice.
Oh God.
Okay.
Storyteller asks if they want to win at a cost. Describes how spending the night carefully. Yeah, okay. This is like an example. Pushes his predatory nature back, spending a long night carefully seeking mutual consent, bearing his human side. Finally, the guy follows him home. But Martin's character has missed the chance to do anything else for the night. He wins at a cost of time, but at least he has not stained his soul or endangered the masquerade. So that 21.
Well, either way you go, whether even if it became a regular success or with the failure, she's going to get spotted anyway.
If your roll includes any successes but
Yeah.
fails, the storyteller may offer you to win at a cost. You achieve your goal, but something happens to make things worse for you anyway. You take damage, attract unfriendly and powerful notice, lose something you value, etc. Any player, including you or the storyteller, can suggest the cost. Generally, it should scale with the number of missing successes. If it's too high, you can always opt to fail instead. Okay,
Well, I fail anyway.
so that's
Yeah.
like this.
So you sneak up anyway. As far as you're concerned, because you got several successes, you're being very sneaky as you come up to Blackjack. Alexander, as Blackjack and Maeve start talking, well, she already had her phone with her, didn't she?
Oh no.
You see a little bit of light, pop up through the crack in her blinds, or around her curtain, whatever.
Perhaps we just leave.
You don't know that, Blackjack.
No, I'm just saying. It's been like I see her come by, and I've been sitting here for a while, and I know that she's still looking. I know that because Alexander told me that she's still looking. So all I am suggesting is perhaps we leave Alexander to his devices here, and move on. Because I have been sitting here for at least 15 minutes.
Jolene, you're arriving about this
Let's get
time.
moving.
Arrives by, puts her head out.
What are you doing?
This is the most Three Stooges shit ever.
Just get in the damn car. Get in the damn car.
This is what happens when Samuel is not there to keep you all in line.
I will get in the car and
So we'll
occupy.
move.
I'll occupy the whole thing.
That small. It just probably like lisps slightly when he gets in. Like,
Well,
okay,
with Jolene and Maeve on one side, it kind of bounces out.
hmm
continues driving down the street.
Alexander's on the roof.
On the roof of the car or the what?
On the hood of the car.
On the roof of the car. I know I'm speaking.
Oh,
What
have
possessed
so many
him to
damn
jump on the roof of the
questions.
car?
He
That's
had
a really fancy ass looking car. That's
you
like
know-
Samuel level of shit.
every now and again when you like want to do something and your body's like I want to do it now and just go be as loud as possible.
Now is not the time to just
I
go ape
know.
shit.
I'm the Bruja and I know. But the point is we had a situation arise, and Alexander is kind of stuck on the hood of that Rolls Royce. Kind of made a nasty dent in it too.
Jesus, we're gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna keep driving.
At some
is-
point, Alexander gets a text that says, "We'll loop around for you in a little bit."
Just hop onto the roof, I guess.
Oh, he's not going to move. Not until he's sure that
Where's
Granny.
Where's this lady's house?
In front
I'll point it out. Not like out like a 6-year-old or anything. Just like kind of like it's that house right there with the Rolls Royce.
Samuel just hanging out,
No,
talking
not
to
that
his,
house.
talking to his sire, trying
Samuel
to
up
figure
multiple
out all
times.
this stuff, and then got Three Stooges music happening somewhere, and he's just like, "Wait, what?"
I'm sure the guys can
Not-
handle this.
Not
There's
her
yakety
house.
stacks going on.
Not her. I'm very aware where the lady with the now dented Rolls Royce house. Not her house.
I know.
The,
I
the
see
one we're
it's the other
supposed to be
house.
checking up on.
Right. It's that house right there. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. You
That's
drove
on the other
past
side
it
of the
getting
creek.
there. This was Blackjack was parked way down on one side, and this car was a couple houses down from that lady's, and on the opposite side of the road.
She's gonna drive in such a way that she does not pass by that house again.
Go around the block like that.
Yeah, she's gonna go around the block and
Going
like-
around town. Sorry.
just kind of slow down by the house they're supposed to be checking up. And the things seem weird.
I cast shadow.
No, the house, nothing seems to be disturbed. There's, what you'd assume to be probably one of the bedrooms. The lights are on in there. But, the curtains are drawn and stuff. You can just tell, there's one room, at least one room of the house that somebody's in with the lights on.
What time of night is it?
It's probably midnightish, one-ish.
And is it dark around there? Or
It's relatively dark around this particular house. That they don't have a security light, like right on the property.
Now would be a real good time to have our Nos with us.
I mean, they know we're coming, right?
No, I don't. I don't
No.
think so. They don't know much about anything of us.
As far as you know, the young
Alright.
lady does not know about the supernatural. It's
So
her relative that's, got the mojo.
So I'll go ahead and ask the question. Am I aware that Granny is not being nosy anymore and can kind of quickly haul ass in a way?
Now that nobody else is talking around you, give me another awareness roll.
Yeah.
Oh, successful, but not too successful.
Roll all the successes on all the dice.
I mean, he did.
He did.
He did succeed
I
all
did.
dices.
Love you too, buddy.
With it quieter now, you can actually hear a little bit of the old lady talking. Not really full sentences necessarily, but it's pretty obvious she's talking to the police.
She's still like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know what? Piss on it. What is? I'm just going to activate Unseen Passage.
All right, give me a rouse check.
That's what I was about to do.
You good.
Success.
Critical
You're-
at that. My God.
You're rolling too many tens for my comfort today, Josh. Let's
I'm rolling
ease
too
it-
many
let's
tens for me. Okay.
Let's ease back there for a sec, buddy.
You're at a 10. We need you at a 9.
Anywhere
I mean,
between
I'll
like a
take
5
that.
and a 9.
6 and 9.
Anywhere between like a 6 and a 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's going to do Unseen Passage, and he's going to do his best to get off the hood and make his way down to them.
Yeah, you
Without making
slowly
too much-
slide off. I'm assuming you get off very slowly so she doesn't see the car suddenly rocking you.
Oh yeah, no, he's not just going to hop off and then make the car like bounce. Like, what the fuck was that? I know something was there. Again, I already made him obfuscate by just like staying still.
Yes,
same
yeah. Well,
time.
obfuscate, the baseline obfuscate you can do for free. You had to make the rouse check to be able to move around. But yeah, you slip off and you head down to wherever the rest of them are.
I've seen Jolene's car go back that way.
Just appear on the side Jolene's on, and she's just going to hear. Wait,
Jesus.
He does that to you now, because if he does it to me, I would have punched him.
Probably through the window.
just without hesitation, whap!
Pah!
Feeling up to checking out, and kind of nods toward the lights on in the house.
Oh, right, of course. Stays obfuscated, just scurries on over.
Jolene will just kind of
Okay.
keep cruising.
Now, the detection ward might not trigger for you. But would Walker be trusting y'all enough to have altered the protective ward to let you in? Because remember, this is the house y'all couldn't
Yeah.
approach.
Who's not trying to go in? Well,
Oh, he's just walking up to it to look around. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Ah, I cast shadow in a new location.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, give me another awareness roll.
Okay. Sweet Jesus. Okay.
that'd be good, but not too good.
It's like Dash from The Incredibles. Second best. It's okay.
Could win, but not by that much.
Vinny, bones aren't for kitties.
But
I mean,
dogs,
if he was
the dogs make it
if
look
he-
so good.
Right.
It's just adorable because when he wants something, he'll do this. Just tilts his head in a confused look, but then he goes after.
All right, so that's a 3, and he would be this guy would be rolling.
Excuse me, this guy.
I didn't say that. You said that.
No. I'm repeating that.
That sounded like a lot.
That was a chunky amount of dice, sir.
It was.
Sounds like 4.
I'm gonna say 6.
Vinny, those crackers aren't for you. Don't run off with them now.
As far as you can see, everything is fine. You know, front door's closed. Nothing looks messed up. You don't see anybody skulking about. And then you hear a car door slam, and as you look up, the Rolls Royce cranks up, the light, and the lights turn on, and it turns around in the street.
Coming towards us.
That
or
way,
away?
perhaps.
Away from you.
That way, perhaps.
Shit. Alexander, do we wait for Alexander?
That's up to you. You're the driver.
How far away was Alexander? We can't tell because he's invisible.
Well, you know he was supposed to be going to look in front of her house, so you know you're at least a few houses down from her house.
I mean, again, to be fair, if you start, like, if he hears your tires peeling or something, or sees the car moving, he'll go and follow suit.
She's gonna follow casually, not like right on their ass. Just
And hey, don't worry, your Nosferatu is going to be swinging from trees. It's fine. They'll just be they'll move a little bit, but you ain't gonna see nothing. Nothing too much. Just yay.
He's leaping from puddle of shadow to puddle of shadow.
Pretty much.
She's gonna be like, "Did you bring the blood, Jolene?"
Oh, yeah. And like pulls out a backpack and kind of like puts it in her lap. I didn't microwave them or anything. I didn't know if that would make it weird or anything. I mean, it's edible, but basically a cold taco.
Something is something, and she'll. at
It is by
least
no
get
means
to-
the best you've ever drank, but it's doing the job.
It's like an egg salad sandwich from a
Yeah.
gas station.
I was going to say just
I'm
one of
not
the
gonna-
baseline McDonald's hamburgers, but okay.
I'm now thinking of Futurama because you said that.
That was the first thing I thought of too. But he's already got superpowers. But as you pass by, the old lady has stepped out on her porch again, and she's looking the way the Rolls Royce goes, and then she looks at y'all's car go by, and she's got her phone out. And she's talking.
Should have stayed on the roof of the car.
Hmm?
Should have stayed on the roof of the car. Alexander, I'm just musing to myself.
All right, so you're in a. Was it a Pinto? What was it?
I think it was like an 87 Honda Accord. It ain't top of the lines by any means.
On the other hand,
However-
Rolls Royces kind of are.
If we hit the car, it's gonna be your car's gonna be fine.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the class struggle here.
So
Mhm.
is Blackjack gonna go jump at the car real quick to go shoulder check
Well,
it or something?
The thing is,
Beat the Rolls Royce.
is in a contest between the Accord and the Rolls Royce, the Rolls Royce will fold in half.
Jolene is not going to attempt to pit the Royce, okay?
I just got my baby back.
I mean-
damage Boogie again.
I'm just saying.
It's not
She
like
doesn't
Samuel's
know that.
not gonna repair it.
She does not know that. She's trying to keep this shit under cover. As I get yelled at by my cat back here.
Yeah, I heard that.
No, but that's what Maeve's gonna say. It's not like Samuel is gonna pay for it.
I think we might draw a little bit more attention if we decide to run into the really expensive fancy car than if we just follow it.
Now, are you being obvious that you're following it, or are you trying to like hang back? I mean, it's the middle of the night, so you know.
She's trying to hang back.
All right, give me a stealth drive.
Driving casual.
Or no, it's a stealth
Find
drive.
those?
That'd be 2 skills.
Like
Composure drive. I think that would work better.
Three success.
Not beast you.
No one who owns a
Okay.
Rolls Royce knows how to drive it. It's just law. They go like 5 miles an hour wherever they are just to show off that they have a Rolls Royce. Squish
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
cat.
I was driving. I was rolling his drive, not alertness. It's a slightly different something. Yeah, but he rolled about the same. So. All right, so 3 successes versus 3 successes, unless you've got 2 10s there. No, just the one.
Unfortunately, not.
So you're hanging back, you're following. You notice the driver, the Rolls slows down, coming to a red light. And then just, it turns yellow, he starts slowing down, and then the second it turns green, or the second it turns red, he slams on the gas and zips through it. By this point, you're out on a little bit more of a main road, so he gets honked at, by people on the other side, but they hadn't actually started
Yeah.
moving yet, so he gets through. It's a straight strip of road, so you don't lose sight of him, but he gets way ahead of you while this is
Yeah.
going. While you have to wait through the
So-
red light.
It's her
wanna
domain.
get-
She's familiar enough with the area that she could keep, a mental
Do
kind
like
of,
a shortcut.
yeah, like if she knows, like, okay, if he turns here, I can, catch him here. She's gonna wait for the light, but she's definitely
Okay.
keeping an eyeball on that car.
Someone want to get the plate numbers?
Pulls out phone. When we get up behind him again, I'll take a picture.
All of you too soon we'll go and get up to him again.
Okay, then someone write him down.
I'm just saying, there's something to pay attention to when they're speeding like that.
Then why didn't you write it down?
I'm in the back seat.
Your eyes not work in the back seat?
Sits there, drinks his coffee.
His coffee?
Where did you get coffee from? Just like an old cup of coffee in back of Julian's car. How old is that?
No, when Maeve wasn't looking, he snuck one of the blood bags and put it in an old coffee cup. Light turns green. You take off. You
If
turn
we get
down.
close.
You take a guess at where he's going to go. You turn down some of the side streets. And-
Which light was it?
I don't know. I hadn't
Like,
really.
what road were they on? I used to be a traffic cop. I can tell you how long that light takes to rotate.
I don't know. One of these over here, right at the border of the domain. So I want to say the house is somewhere.
I'm
in that
not
area.
even at the
We aren't on that map.
domain.
We can't see that.
Oh,
We
I'm sorry.
aren't on that map.
Yeah.
We haven't been on that map in like 3
Now you
seconds.
know how the viewers feel. Because I've, keep meaning to make a little window where
Okay.
they can see stuff and not keep being too
So
lazy.
we're there.
Yeah, that general area. But
2 minutes.
Oh god. That sucker's gone.
well, he may have gotten caught by like the next
Well,
line
no.
or something. So
That is during the day. Middle of the night, they operate on different. They operate on different timers with the pressure plates in the road. But
anyway,
so, yeah, sorry.
you take off. You cut through the neighborhoods. Normally, this would actually take more time, but this time of night, you're hitting the roads that are so slow that you're not really even slowing down at the stop signs.
Yeah. She's like, does a quick, like, cursory glance, like, is there a cop down there? Is there a cop down there? No, we're good.
Do I see any lights of oncoming traffic? Then I just keep going. And it's kind of like the scene of a movie where, one vehicle seems like it got away and it's driving, then suddenly it's out of a side street. There's Oogie right behind him again.
Okay, can someone write down his plates if we're close enough?
I suppose. Get like a pad and pen that's back here for some reason.
She's a waitress. It's probably got like 50 pens back
She's a
there.
waitress. She
Yeah,
shouldn't
it's
have
probably-
that
That's
there.
true. It's a bunch of. I just have a Waffle House stationery now.
Like all the post-it notes.
Oh, you jot down the license plate.
Just stick it on the mirror.
Need that.
Auto up.
She's gonna punch you.
Not
The roll
possibly.
speeds up at this point.
Do what?
What's that?
I said the roll starts to speed up at this point.
I really don't feel like causing a scene. We got the guy's plates number. I say we feel lucky we didn't get in trouble for denting the hood of it.
I mean, if they're a suspect, I mean,
I love how we're all grinning like loons because he started saying sus.
Vent, alright?
So the rolls takes off. Are y'all gonna try to keep up with it at all, or keep it in sight?
No. She might. Is it still? It's out of domain or still in domain?
It's right at the edge of the domain. Y'all are basically on the road that marks your border. But when you get up to this very corner, it turns and starts traveling back into Jones Valley.
Oh, it's going into our domain.
Well.
And when it hit that turn, it slowed back down to a normal speed. As you follow it, it pulls into the movie theater parking lot here.
Well, now look at that. It's on our domain. It's kind of our problem.
They park in the corner of the lot, the furthest from the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they pull in, so they're right up at the street.
I wanted to get a look at our car.
As you pull up, you see the driver's gotten out and is looking at the hood and is just shaking his head. The back passenger door is opened, and a tall black gentleman, very well dressed, is standing there, just kind of watching y'all drive up.
Does Jolene recognize him as the one guy that Russell used? Because Russell Yu was at the one Elysium with the gentleman he worked with. I can't remember his name.
You can't remember his name? Jolene remembers somebody saying he was a Libon or something like that, though.
Hold on.
No, he was there.
We've got a Rolodex over here. Give it a sec.
Yeah, wait for it to load, because I forgot to do that.
Well, it's not that Jolene would necessarily remember his name off the top of her head.
And you should remember it was Russell Yu, because she was like trying to figure out who that guy was for a while.
Let's see, Valley by Night Codex.
And you remember somebody saying he was a Libon, which Jolene might not know what that means. I can't remember if she asked anybody at the party.
Later, like Samuel,
No.
like, what the hell's a Libon? And then probably get like a 3-hour lecture about it.
Yeah.
Well, they were once thought to be a clan of African kindred. But it turns out...
Russell Yu, ghoul serving a Libon from Africa.
Okay, so I had not given him his name yet.
No.
That is unfortunate. But there, like I said, he's standing there. And like I said, when they turn down that road, they slow down. They start driving the speed limit again. You almost get the impression, like, all right.
We're just gonna keep moving. We're gonna actually turn around so we don't, draw any attention, them seeing Oogie or anything and recognizing.
Well, what if we did the thing Samuel did? Talk to him, explain the situation out, just say, hey, my bad. We'll pay for damages.
Have you seen us?
Damages.
I'm so proud.
Have you seen us?
Look, the fact of the matter is the coterie wronged them by denting the car. That's how it works here, right?
First off,
and we'll
do
let
we
them
know that
know
they're kindred?
that Samuel will contact them.
Do we know that they're kindred?
Look out there and tell me that man does not look like kindred.
Looks out there. Does the man look like a pale vampire dude?
No. He's, black, so no, he does not look like your typical pale goth.
Now, the thing is, he was there for that Elysium that everybody was at.
There, he didn't get a name.
We didn't get a name, but he was there.
But
Yeah, he was a kindred. They said he was a Libon.
That is the same guy.
yes,
Okay, I was misunderstanding then. Point still stands. Do we look like Samuel? Have you seen us? None of us are suave.
I don't need to be suave. I just gotta be. You gotta be upfront about these things. I'll do it if you want me to. I'm not scared of any of them.
Maybe just gonna ignore this bickering and take out her cell phone and be like, Sam, can you meet us at the movie theaters? And that's it.
Samuel looking at his, having been talking to his sire, probably trying to figure out what the hell his Primogen's up to. The hell are these guys doing?
I think you were doing research.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was talking to his sire about Alejandro having left the city with his.
Oh, that's right, because he had left that. Yeah, that's right. He had split that night.
I wrote the names down here somewhere. I must keep scrolling. Where did I put them? Ah, Scott. That's the name. Who's been kind of getting used as the errand boy, which is odd.
Well, it's not odd that he'd have, somebody kind of as an assistant. It's just the
yeah.
actual work that he's had the guy doing is the sort of thing you usually have a ghoul do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the odd bit. So he was probably, he was just doing some research, probably talking to his other two childer. And stuff like that. Trying to get a feel for how they feel about it.
And then he gets that message.
Well, it depends on what he's in the middle of doing.
So if you start chit-chatting with the other apprentices...
yeah, he'll make himself available for questions if they need help while he's doing his own studies.
Let's see.
Because that was kind of his role to begin with anyway at the Chantry.
Yes.
So he's just basically resuming it. more or
The
less.
guys, I mean, they'll take your help with whatever project they're working on, but when you start kind of fishing around about what's going on with Scott or Alejandro, they clam up.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more out of Jackie, and she just says, "Yeah, they spend a lot of time together."
Interesting. Anything interesting?
And then you get the text.
Yeah. He'll send a text back. What did you break?
A Rolls Royce.
We'll tell you when you get here.
Jolene, make sure to park somewhere not completely obvious.
On the opposite end of where they are.
It's a pretty big
Isn't
parking
there
lot.
like a Red Robins or something in that?
That's at the
parking lot?
front of the.
Yeah.
You've got
It's
the
on the
theater,
up-
and then you've got the big shopping area where the Target and stuff is.
And then
And they're kind of back to
Red
back.
Yeah. And then the Red Robin is on the other end of that shopping
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
I would get a fucking
Now, when you drive by, they're sitting there watching you, so you know. There's not a lot of cars in the theater parking lot anymore.
Yeah. What day is it?
It's the 14th.
into 15th.
No, like
The fif-
Well, it's
We have it-
midnight, so it's into the 15th.
Okay. Technically, I guess.
fair.
Technically.
Technically.
But what day of the week is it, though?
Yeah.
I'm looking. It was what, April 15th?
April 15th, I guess we
14th.
would be now. 2019.
So it'd be Sunday night into Monday night.
Or Monday morning.
Yeah.
So there's still midnight releases, though.
No, not there. They do those Fridays and Saturdays, so that's they're probably
They're closed. There may be a few. We're gonna say there's a few cars, probably a few workers still finishing up the cleanup.
yeah. Sorry, my brain going. I used to work there. Sorry.
So do y'all just drive by the theater completely, or do you pull into the parking lot and just not park too close to them?
Is there anywhere that we could park that they could not see the vehicle?
Not
It just
in
wants
that
to-
parking lot, no. You
It
could. I mean, you could drive down around past the building, but you're not really in their parking lot at that
You
point.
know, she's gonna park just in a distant spot, turn off the car, and just kind of bang her head against the driver's wheel.
Blackjack gets out.
Samuel's
May's
like,
gonna get out as well.
well, you'll excuse me. Apparently, there's some issues.
Oh, Jack's like, oh, hope it's nothing major.
I certainly hope so too.
And how far behind is Alexander?
Oh yeah. Oh.
If he texts anyone in the group chat, Jolene will say where they are.
Yeah, he'd be
Well-
several minutes behind
well,
you by
if
this
he-
point.
But I mean, because she sent it in the massive group, you know.
Hmm.
Hey, you need to meet us at the movie theaters.
That's true. And then at that point, he could turn and kind of go cross country.
Pretty much, just be like, okay, I think I have a general idea. Pivots. Yeet.
Uh, all right, so Blackjack, you've gotten out of the car.
Uh-huh. I see these individuals, right?
Big part?
I see these individuals, right?
Yeah.
And they're looking right at me.
Yes.
Howdy! Keep walking towards me.
The guy that was shaking his head at the hood of his car, hood of the car, kind of turns around. As you get close, he doesn't shout back across to you. Now the passenger, he comes around to be on the same side as where you're approaching from.
Which one of them is the one that looks like distraught? Is it the black guy? Is it the African kindred, or is it the other guy?
That does what now? Oh, the one that was looking distraught was the. As you get closer, you can tell he's Asian. Probably that Russell guy, but
Okay.
he was the driver. He was the one that was sitting there doing this little number, looking at the car.
Okay.
Neither one of them greet you, when you're at a distance when you were yelling at them.
Yeah, I'm moving up towards them.
But
I would have moved up towards them before I said anything.
as you get closer, the black gentleman nods at you.
I put my hand on the shake. Blackjack.
He reaches out and shakes your hand.
Uh-huh.
Jabarl.
I'm sorry, is that Jabral?
Jabarl. Jabarl.
Jabral. Gotcha. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, I believe I've seen you before, but I don't believe we had a chance to speak.
No, it was probably an Elysium, probably a while ago. Well, I'm generally the one that's... Never mind. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. The other guy speaks at this point. Dude, what did y'all do to my car?
It's
a rental.
I'll look. I'll plan a. It's a rental. I don't care anymore.
You know he ain't from around here.
Yeah. I'll kind of like. I'm looking at this guy and I'm pointing at this guy and I'm like, is he I've never seen him before. Is he, in the know?
He was at the same Elysium that you would have seen me at. So yes.
I didn't.
Better to be careful.
Of course.
The secret
of course.
must be kept.
Of course. So that thing that happens sometimes when a kindred just kind of like loses himself for a second, does something a little reckless. It happens to the best of us.
Jabarl nods his head, and Russell's just looking confused, like he don't know what you're talking about.
It happens to the best of us, and I'm willing to make amends, and try and fix it if it's. I was going to offer to pony up to repair it if it was your vehicle. It isn't though, so I assume you're not getting a deposit back, which is unfortunate.
Jabarl shrugs his shoulders. It doesn't matter. It was a misunderstanding. We were in your domain. I can understand the. Perhaps not the level of alarm, but
We've gone through a lot in this in a short time around here.
that is true.
Werewolves, Bali.
I was not overly familiar with the Bali, but I have learned quite a bit about him now.
You learn a lot when you're fist deep in a demon's guts.
Oddly enough, both of these guys nod their head like, yeah, yeah.
So
Well-
Maeve gonna walk up behind Blackjack and say hi to them and be like, just question, why were you guys in the neighborhood there?
Certain portents pointed us in that direction.
That's interesting.
Now, Jolene and Alexander, have y'all gotten out and approached yet?
Alexander's still like 20 minutes away.
No, that'd be if Blackjack was coming.
All right, Alexander, what about you?
I'm sorry, I think I lost track of the question.
Do you get out of the car or are you staying there with Jolene?
He was never in the.
He was never in the
Oh,
room.
that's right.
He was cross
He was
country.
hopping trees.
That's right, never mind. You're still a little distance off.
I mean, depending on where you want to insert me in the story of essentially jumping in and hopefully
He
not.
lands right back onto the.
Lands on the roof and jumps the roof.
Oh no. As he hops in, I have him roll awareness. He missy criticals. So all he sees is his two most combative coterie members right up at these guys. Clearly it's a fight. He just comes out of the air and punches the nearest guy.
Just like comes out, just does a clothesline to the smallest one that he can take. Yeet!
There's just enough space between them. I can catch them both. Then he critically fails that roll and just face plants. Road rash does nothing for his looks.
I was about to say, can you make
He
him
probably
aim for-
improved it.
Uh-oh. We lost Deca.
No!
It's okay.
Yeah.
He prepared for this.
That's
It
why I
doesn't-
put Deck at the bottom.
Yeah.
It wasn't me this time.
Don't
But,
tempt fate!
Here
Don't
we go.
get me.
I
Please
know,
don't
here I
tempt
go.
fate.
No,
Alright, well, he's
no,
joining
you're-
back up, so.
you're-
Mhm.
You're still moving. You haven't frozen to perfect stillness yet.
Mhm.
Though I don't see him in the Discord either.
There he is.
There we are.
Excellent, excellent. Alright. So yeah, Alexander arrives as they're talking.
I see the coterie slowly getting here. Most of us.
Well, that was a fun trick, Jenny.
He comes back and says,
The Libon looks around.
Uh,
Oh, is the doctor not with you? He is a member of your
he will
coterie.
be
if I
here.
recall.
He'll be here shortly.
Oh, very well.
Can't have most of these meetings without him. Don't want him to feel left out.
Well, that's
That
only proper.
point,
He is the
T-bone's
oldest
the
of you,
car.
I believe.
That point just comes cruising on through, T-bones the car. What did you do?
he's on fire already.
Just on fire and rage. What did you do?
Ghost Rider's in.
Oh, that's a mood. By the end of this, I want to be able to just Ghost Rider through things. He's technically not breaching the masquerade because it's a common thing.
Cosplaying.
Yeah.
The holographic effects have got chef's kiss.
Uh, So anyway, Alexander, you arrive. You see Maeve and Blackjack talking to these two. You've seen them both in Elysium. The way you eavesdrop, you've probably picked up on their names, whether you'd remember them or not. But
The way you eavesdrop.
that's right too.
Super precise. Oh yeah, no.
It's a
I'm
noun and a
supposed
verb.
Extremely sus.
Yeah. You know, I'm a Nosferatu. I'm sus as fuck all the time.
Get the nos out of the vent.
Now, are you still cloaked?
Like, he would have, if he would have came up and like, they probably realize he's there now that
Okay.
if anybody like turned to him, he'd probably just be uncloaked, kind of catching his breath like.
Well, you would know because this is in your domain, so you would know that the movie theater has cameras watching the parking lot. They don't see out into this corner very well, so you just with a hoodie up aren't going to appear unusual. As long as you don't hop down in view, as long as you land a distance and walk up.
Oh yeah, no, he would have landed out of view, walked up, threw a hoodie on, and would have just been slightly cursing under his breath. Right. Need mode of transportation. Get him a Vespa.
Cling, cling.
I don't know, get a bicycle and some celerity.
just throw a few points I have into that. Just watch it quickly dwindle.
So Jabbar basically goes, I suppose we should wait for your elder to arrive then.
That's one way to look at him, I suppose. It's technically the oldest, so you're not wrong.
That's all I meant.
Okay.
The, those that endure rule.
Yeah.
This is one of the tenets of my people.
Ah.
Along with the secret must be kept.
Sounds oddly familiar.
It's very similar to your traditions.
I'd like to... Maybe sometime I'd like to get to know the similarities.
There are many. There are similarities. There are differences. We do not organize ourselves in clans per se. We have our legacies, though. But we're all Laban.
I like that. We're all one people. We are the world.
He chuckles. It works better in theory than in practice sometimes, but it is what we attempt. We are one with the land.
Well, differences
Well, not this
will
land,
always
but-
kind of... Differences will always make their way into the cracks.
Russell's kind of nodding his head to that.
Imagine we continue to make like small talk until...
Basically.
Until... Yeah.
Now, Samuel, you on your motorcycle or your car?
He's in his car
Okay.
because that's the recognizable vehicle for the Chantry.
Oh, that's right. So you pull in. You see Oogie parked over here. You see this Rolls Royce with a dented hood over here. Blackjack, Maeve, and Alexander over there. You recognize the Liban and Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember if you ever spoke to him or not.
No, he didn't speak to either of them. He'll park kind of in between, sort of. He'll get out and... Gentlemen?
Alright.
Maeve is gonna look at Samuel and be like, "We encountered these gentlemen where you sent us to."
Oh, I see. And he'll walk up, sort of next to where Blackjack is standing. Well then. I want to ask you why you were there.
certain portents have brought us to the city, and upon further investigation, pointed us towards that house. We intended no harm to anyone in your domain. We are familiar with the rules, your rules of hospitality. We were simply investigating. I found myself unable to enter the property, but young Russell here had no issues.
What portents brought you? What were you looking for?
You see him and Russell kind of exchange glances. You're aware of the conflict going on in the East.
I am.
We believe that what we see coming is in some way related to that, and we're investigating to find what that relationship is. Well, and proof that we're correct in our suspicions. I was dispatched by a elder of my legacy. We had been consulting with Russell's father. Many of the that's all he says. He would be consulting with Russell's father. So Russell was sent along to help. There is, I believe there is much going on in your city under the surface.
Yes, I believe there is as well.
When we heard of the Bali attacks, we thought whatever they were trying to awaken might be what was bringing us here.
But you believe otherwise.
I believe it's related, or at least I should say, I don't believe in this level of coincidence.
Certainly not.
But my people have certain, I hesitate to say prophecies, but certain things we've been told to look out for.
Such as?
Russell's father's people have similar stories, such as the rise of one of the 10 in the East. That many of Russell's father's people, or some of them, came out to combat it.
Good luck.
Oh, they were slain.
Well then.
And then
Condolences.
then that one of the 10 was slain shortly thereafter. Took most of his children with him.
Yes.
Both the ones among your people and the ones among the Liban.
So you believe that that home has some connection to one of them?
Or to events that they have set in motion. Your people look at Gehenna, to use your term for it, as the end. My people and Russell's look at it as a rebalancing. Perhaps a renewal. It may mean essentially the same thing as far as those like us are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Depending whether or not we truly belong in the world or not.
Did you find anything in the house? As he'll look to Russell.
Oh, there's a lady there and a new husband, or a newly married couple living there. He rattles off their names. I have to dig through my notes to find him. But, let's see what else. But he goes, nothing that would tie him to anything supernatural, nothing particularly weird. No books on the occult or anything. I mean, she had the Twilight novels, but that's about it. Not to get,
Like,
what was that, Dicka?
I was gonna say Blackjack like chuckles over the mention of Twilight novels.
Russell looks at him. You ought to invest in some glitter. Might help you hunt.
Somehow I doubt that.
I tried glitter. The cows were not impressed. But he goes, like I said, nothing's particularly suspicious. She had. I mean, there was a pregnancy test in the bathroom, but other than that. And, of course, the weirdness of Jabarl here not being able to step onto the property.
Well, that I'm aware of. That is a known quantity.
Oh, yeah, you guys are like wizards or something, aren't you? Yeah.
She is the price to keep a person of interest in line.
They both seem thoughtful. May we inquire as to who you're keeping in line?
Someone with ties to what you call the secret in a different way.
A kindred?
Not kindred, but someone that can be reasoned with. Or blackmailed, as the case may be.
I see.
Keep your friends close.
I hate to inconvenience you any further. Could we speak with this person?
For what purpose?
To see if he knows what it is that might make either that place special or the couple living there special.
Well, what I can tell you is she's not from here. She moved here at the insistence of her intended. But I can ask. Though I cannot promise a positive answer.
Russell's like, oh, you can't just turn the screws some more? I mean, if you're already basically blackmailing or keeping hostages or whatever you call it.
It is a very thin line we must walk sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I will see what I can do.
Jabral nods. Thank you. We would appreciate it.
Well, a moment then. And he will step back and he'll pull out his phone and he'll call.
Walker picks up on the first ring.
Yep.
Is she all right?
She's fine.
What was trying to get in?
It was a distant relative of mine.
I see.
Something was concerning them. Using, they've always been a little bit odd. Likes to believe himself a seer. And whatever they decided to take that day, brought them to the property thinking that whatever they were searching for was there.
Have you put them at ease that there's nothing there they need to concern themselves with?
Yes, however, they would like to speak with you to put the matter to rest. I have left them under the impression that she is here not quite at your behest. It seemed to make them a little bit more acquiescent.
Well, yeah, I didn't want her in the city at all, but... that new husband of hers.
Yes, about that. He might be whom they're looking for.
You have a particular reason to think that, or do they just not know who in the house they were after?
Just something that brought them there. His more normal-ish friend did get in to look around, but he didn't touch anything.
You say normal-ish, but not normal.
Precisely. I mean, who can be normal willingly following around someone like that?
Fair point.
Samuel's trying very hard.
Yes. So they want to meet. I'd be willing to meet him somewhere kind of neutralish. Let's see. What's a fancier restaurant in Huntsville?
Olive Garden.
Not entirely wrong. There is Ruth Chris.
Okay.
We're ignoring the obvious Waffle House.
Gourmet waffles.
Well, you know Russell will be down with that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Because my dad was there once because his boss treated him. A steak is like $60-something there.
Oh, there's that, and there's the it's something of Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Chamagucha.
No, it's I forget the exact name, but it's at Bridge Street.
Yes, it's in the Bridge Street.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name.
I remember a buddy of mine.
That
Wait.
place is
Oh,
very
yeah.
good. I've been there. It
It's
is
a bu-
amazing.
It's a buddy of mine's favorite restaurant. He goes there once a year because his parents will take him there on his birthday. He goes there once a year when I don't have to pay for it.
Is it
Yeah.
is it a steakhouse?
Mostly.
No, it's a place where they literally bring you like it's like this revolving thing of any kind of meat you want.
Yeah, Chamagucha.
Yeah, it is amazing.
That's what they call it over here. It's called Chamagucha. It's the same. They serve you by sword.
Not quite there.
Okay, so
Hold
that's
on.
what they do at mine.
It may be a
Texas
very
State-
similar style of food stuff, though.
That's the name.
Anyway,
Texas State Pretzel.
Okay.
anyway, though, that the other restaurant, he'll meet him there. Public place, relatively early in the evening, so there'll be other people around.
Mhm.
I'm going to assume this place has probably got at least semi-private rooms or private area, off to one side or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Probably one of those deals where you can rent the
Yeah,
space.
Even places like the old Ryans or Quincy's used to have,
Me
Little-
sitting,
private areas that,
yeah. You sitting here realizing, depending on everybody's humanity, that might be a bad idea. But
But
Maeve could just sit as a bodyguard. It's fine. She don't need to eat.
No.
who was inviting y'all? They just wanted to talk to him. You don't need to be there.
Yeah, I doubt Samuel's gonna let them meet Walker
Me-
alone.
I mean, Samuel will go as the point of contact, but
Then we have to go through Stooge or something else.
Leave my chair alone.
yeah, probably.
He goes, the
Samuel
rest of y'all go
will-
break into the Libon's hotel room.
Good grief. Samuel will he'll say, "Well, you might not be hungry then. How about there's some areas around Bridge Street that that there's enough people, but private enough for a conversation. Easily within view of a multitude of cameras, if that's your concern."
Yeah, that would probably work.
Okay. Then I will let them know. When would you like to have that happen?
Whatever night's convenient for them. The sooner's probably better. Sometime this week.
I'll let them know.
Alright, just let me know which day is convenient.
Of
And
course.
we can meet there, 7 or so, like I said, fairly early.
And he'll say his goodbyes and he'll hang up and he'll come back over. Well, the meeting has been arranged based on what date might be good for you.
Jabral's like, anytime.
Busy.
This is our main reason. We have some business interests that we're taking care of while we're here, but this is the real reason we're here, so
Of course.
I can reschedule anything else.
Would tomorrow night work around 7 o'clock?
Oh, that would be fine.
He has agreed to. He originally wanted to meet at a restaurant, but considering the secret, or the masquerade, or the tenants, depending on what you want to call it, I had him at least agree to one of the out of the way but still in public sight seating areas on Bridge Street, so we wouldn't have to cross that bridge of potentially trying to explain why we aren't eating in a restaurant.
Ah, that's fair. More convenient.
Yes. And he is also concerned with her husband. So that might be something.
Yeah, something to bring up.
Nevertheless.
Now, will you be joining us for this conversation?
I will, yes, as the point of contact between the two of you.
Very well, then. Well, in that case,
That, and if this is something that has brought you to the city that is lying in wait within my own domain, that is something I want to know.
I imagine that you would. Well, if there's nothing else, then I suppose we will bid you good evening. And I apologize again for the inconvenience.
Well, it has certainly brought something to light, and something I would rather not take us by surprise. We certainly had enough of that as of late.
Indeed. And with that, him and Russell we'll
It
load
was
back
nice
into
to
the
meet
car.
y'all, however inauspicious it might have been.
Yes, it was a pleasure. And informative. Before Russell gets in, he waves over at Jolene.
Jolene has got her head like on the steering wheel, like.
She gets up when there's a mark.
Her out the blood just enough to leave a mark on her forehead.
Well, you are lifelike, so
Fair.
Yeah, Blush of Life would probably do that.
I don't even think she needs that.
Yeah, she's lifelike, so she pretty much passes.
Yeah.
Continual blush of life.
Yes. So when they leave, Samuel just looks at them, looks back at the rest of them, looks back at the coterie. I do think I'm actually proud of you. You managed to do that without fighting anything.
That's hard to wrangle people in sometimes, but just kidding.
We're not all just about punching people's faces in, Samuel.
Sometimes we
I
call
like
them
to talk
off.
to people.
Well, yes, I'm aware of that. However, alternative point, blackjack.
First of all, I am quite the poet in my spare time. It's not my fault y'all don't know it.
You
I'm
weren't
not
doing
sure.
anything special today, Blackjack.
Nonetheless, I now have an intelligence meeting to go to tomorrow.
I mean, hey, that can be something you also take your father to. He might like it and enjoy the conversation.
He might, but having an unknown there might, enough of an unknown anyway, might cause things to be a little odd as it is.
Would explaining somebody away as your side kind of ease things out or not?
Not really.
What the shot?
He already knows how strong I am. Introduce him to somebody who is stronger and who taught me what I know.
Fair enough.
All right. So how long do y'all hang around in the parking lot?
Samuel's just gonna get in the car and get in his car. It's like, oh, Alexander.
You may be muted, Alexander.
Maybe.
No.
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear. Sorry. Alejandro and one of his childer have left the city again. If you wouldn't mind telling me which direction they went. At some point tonight.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll run by the pawn shop now. Go take a gander.
Right.
Antique
Security cameras. Antique, pawn.
I thought you had picked up on it.
You did pick up on it last session.
Yeah, I think you picked up on it last session. I can't remember if you had
I-
told Samuel yet, or if he got to the chain tree and found out that they weren't.
Yeah, I
I
got
think you
you.
got to the change tree and found
Yeah,
out before
but I
I,
think
had
you-
a chance to notify him.
I think you.
Yeah.
I think you had both figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
But he had basically run kind of northeast out of the city.
Isn't that where that letter that I intercepted said that he's been getting missives from?
Yes.
Like from the-
yeah.
from
Every
that-
every time he has left the city, he's left in that direction.
From that other chantry, like putting pressure on him to pick a
Oh no,
side?
no, that was from Madison.
That was from Madison, okay.
Yeah. Which, for
Yeah,
those not familiar with the
essentially-
area, is the city just right west of Huntsville.
Yeah.
It's also the name
Yeah,
of the county.
But he,
essentially it's like
Okay.
pushing him into picking a side, not trying to
Yes,
stay
because
neutral.
Clan Tremere is kind of divided into more or less 3 factions at the moment.
4 technically, if you count Karna's faction. But
Is that the one that's still aligned with the Sabat?
no, that's
Or-
the one that's they broke free and they're their own thing. But they figured out a blood ritual to be able to blood bond people or to
Okay.
blood bond other kindred. But the thing is it's basically a bastardized version of the pyramid system,
Okay, okay.
where Tremere can blood bond other kindred again using this ritual, but in order to do so, they end up blood bonding themselves to Karna in the process. It's weird, but
But they're not trying to take over the rest of the clan. They're just trying to be their own thing.
they're trying to get people to leave their factions and join theirs. So technically, it's one of the lore sheets if you want to look at it. But,
I might check that out later.
yeah, it's weird. It's like the ritual's like, yeah, you have to have sex, and yeah, you blood bond this person to you, but you're both also blood bond to Karna. It even says even if she's there or not. It's like,
Weird.
Sometimes she's there
Yeah.
and likes to watch. Sometimes she's busy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh no.
But
Hey, the Tremere stuff gets creepy.
yeah, some of them really are. And he'll just northeast. That's the same direction as Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah. Or Chattanooga, or half a dozen other little towns up and down that road. I forget which one it is that's got the nuclear power plant.
Good sir, Chattanooga is not a little town.
No, it's not. He'll just sort of pause and go. Every time he's left the city, he's gone the same direction. That's in the same way we went to deal with the Bali originally.
You wouldn't think there's a connection, would you?
I certainly hope not.
Again, forgive me inquiring, but isn't the Tremere clan real curious of knowledge?
Very much so. Alexander, get in the
Yes, sir.
car. We'll talk while I'm driving.
As you wish.
I just snapped the mortars off.
He is a Tremere.
Fair.
Just one step removed from a Ventru.
Actually, yeah, you're not wrong. They aren't far off from
We
Ventru.
had to give up just a little bit of that, arrogance and authority. Well, not arrogance, but a little bit of that authority
Yeah,
for all the magic.
yeah. And he'll leave, and he's actually heading up towards the country club.
Okay, heading to the ledges.
Yeah, I'd say he probably probably where he probably agreed to meet Travis at some point.
What for?
To get his shotgun back for one thing,
yeah.
and for him to give Travis his own shotgun, which he probably put together during that intervening weeks that we had. But yeah.
All right, so that's Samuel and Alexander in his car. Everybody else is loaded up at Oogie. Where are y'all going?
She's gonna drop them back into their cars.
Guess I ain't gotta worry about taking Alexander home.
As you
well.
pull up next to Blackjack's, or pull up behind Blackjack's truck, you see a police car parked on the street further down.
Shit.
Lights aren't going. Everybody on the street, pretty much everybody's, lights are off. Because, it's like, by now, probably 2:30 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the keys on you, or did you leave them in the truck?
Why would I leave my keys in the truck? Why would I leave my... He, pats his pockets for a second as he's saying that. No, they're good.
You have the keys. I'll grab Bree in the morning. We'll come get your truck.
I can just get out. It's not an issue for me.
You are already parked behind the truck at this point, so.
I'm fine.
You know what? Here. And, pushes the door open from the inside.
I can get it. Oh, okay. Thank you. It was nice to do this. We gotta do this more often. I get in my truck and she runs me over.
Not while there's cops present.
Because there'll be more questions than there is answers.
How did you run him over, back up over him 5 times, and he's still fine and just yelling at you?
I'm throwing the car while she's running me over.
How do you do that,
Grabbing
Adrenaline?
the car no!
It's by the third time Blackjack's like, now listen here. They say when it comes to violence, you turn to the other cheek. I've done given you 2. There ain't no third. Just lifts the car up with one arm. Now stop it and go home.
It's that one meme where the farmer's stabbing the skeleton. He's like, now first off, you're being a real dick right now.
All right, do y'all drop Maeve off to wherever she parked her car?
I'm
She
gone.
was further back, correct?
It was around the corner.
No, she drove past and then parked around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
She will drive to where May's car is. See if it's also near cops.
All right, so you drive past the cops.
She wouldn't drive past the cops. She would like,
Throw a Yui in front of the cops.
if we're driving past the cops. Jolene's probably like, this night's already going to hell.
This is the best we've ever behaved, but the night's going to hell. Okay.
You drive past.
Her head.
You see the cop sitting there drinking coffee. He's got, his phone out or whatever. He's watching you as you drive by, but you're around the corner. There's no cop parked close to Maeve's. It's like there's just one cop parked on that street in front of the old lady's house.
We'll park and just wait.
And I say all the lights turn off. Her porch light is still on, but all her, all the interior lights seem to be off. So anyway, everybody's got their vehicles now. As they're doing that, Samuel and Alexander get to the country club. Seems to be a fair number of people there, or people-ish things.
He'll go in to the.
As always, there's a ghoul at the door. Opens the door for you. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
I guess I'll follow suit.
I'm trying to think of the ghouls that know Alexander's name just off the top of their head. Yeah, he shows he's actually kind of the Nosferatu that shows up at Elysium the most, other than maybe Grandmother Dorcas in an official capacity.
Yeah.
So yeah, they greet you both by name. Probably by last name. It's probably Doctor So and So, Mister So and So.
Yeah.
Gonna have a last name?
Wilson.
I'm pretty sure he's got one. Yeah.
Wilson. Oh, okay. Duh. I'm looking right at it.
I just don't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And I'm putting over my notes rather than the Roll20 where everybody's name shows up.
We have a meeting today.
Oh, who you said that to?
I'll say that to the goal. It's like, we have a meeting today, so if you wouldn't mind. Yes. So we'll need one of the private rooms in the back.
Oh, of course. I believe they should still be available.
Very well.
Now the one at the door doesn't follow you in, but
Yeah, and he'll head to one of the private rooms, and that will be it. And then he'll just wait for Travis to show up.
Oh, you're there a little while, then Travis wanders on in.
Mm.
Doctor, you got
Travis?
something for me?
I do. You have something for me?
Oh yes, and the shotgun fades into visibility behind him. He takes it off from his shoulder.
And he'll
People around here get jumpy if I walk into Elysium with it armed, well, visibly armed.
I can imagine so. And he'll produce the case that holds the shotgun, and he'll put it down on the table.
Oh, that looks nice. He picks it up. I can't wait to break this sucker in.
Well, this also comes with a favor I'd like to ask.
What's that?
Well, I am well aware of the history between our clans. honestly, I'm not sure if I'm lucky or cursed that we seem to have some kind of a working relationship going on that is not antagonistic.
I would say circumstances just conspired.
Yes.
You know. In my position, defense of the city is important, and you've been helping with that, so. And you
Oh?
have such wonderful toys.
Well, so long as the city continues to be something that can be defended, someplace that I can call home, I will continue to defend the city alongside you.
Oh,
I
now,
say
then I'm sure we'll get along fine.
I say this because I also am aware of your clan's history as consummate tricksters.
We have been unjustly slandered.
That is exactly my point. Nonetheless, it is information that I'm going to bring to you. Not as a Ravnos or a Tremere, but as a concerned member of the city reporting something to the Prince's Scourge.
Let me put on my business face. What information do you have for me?
My primogen, Alejandro, and one of his childer, brain. My brain just
Scott.
shut off for a
It's
second.
Scott.
Scott. Yeah, Scott.
It's got a blank on his last name,
You never gave me a last name. All I know is Scott.
but Scott Inskeep.
Scott Inskeep.
Inskeep. INSKEEP.
And one of his childer, Scott Inskeep, have been regularly leaving the city. Every time, it has been in the same direction, towards the northeast, in the direction of Hollywood. Same direction that my coterie and I left to go and potentially bring the fight to the Bali before they brought the fight to us. I don't want there to be a connection. I sincerely hope there's not. But given the nature of your job,
I'm going to have to assume that you're pretty concerned about this. If you would dime out your primogen to me, that you would do so without any hard evidence of any wrongdoing, I should say. Well, that or you're just plotting against him. It could go either way. We being what we are.
of course, he's been changing very fast recently. He took me into a meeting privately at one point, a month ago now, or 2 months ago now, where he believed that the prince and the city has betrayed our clan in letting the Banu Hakim in.
Oh well.
I'm concerned that he might be going to extremes, considering one of the tomes I recently found whilst doing my own research. I found one of his childer admitting, perhaps unintentionally, that Alejandro had a book on demonology.
The prince had asked him to look into that.
Yes. I understand that. I said I hope it's nothing. And I'm going to trust in your discretion on the matter. But it never hurts to have more pairs of eyes.
I will have to inform the prince that I'm starting an investigation into one of his primogen members. But it's unlikely. Well, it's unlikely, I think, in my opinion at least, that the prince would go to Alejandro with this. They're not particularly close. Of course, if I look into it and turn up no wrongdoing, then the prince might decide, that the Primogen needs to know someone was speaking out of turn.
I understand.
Just letting you know, it's out of my hands at that
Yes,
point.
I understand this is a large gamble on my part. I'm hoping very much that it's nothing. But it has been as of late that Alejandro has not been keeping me within confidence like he used to. And he has, in fact, been treating one of his children akin to a ghoul.
Well, don't worry, Doctor. I will look into it.
Thank you.
I can come off as a little too jovial, but I can do my job.
I understand.
Now, is there particularly a reason that you came to me as opposed to, say, the sheriff? Or is it just that we've been getting along so well?
No offense to the sheriff, but he kind of prefers to hit things with brute force more often than not. I believe this could use a little bit more discretion than that.
Well, you may be selling him short, but all right.
I might be selling him short, but that's the only thing that I've seen as of late. I understand he can do his job very well, and I'm thankful for that. But unleashing a manhunt on the off chance that Alejandro might be potentially even connected to the Bali.
Well, he would have to have some proof before he took make a move against one of the Primogen.
Yes.
And you say he left the city tonight?
Yes, he has left the city tonight.
Okay.
Heading in the same direction as all the other times. Actually, hold on. And he's going to try to invoke an auspice. Or invoke a premonition. Well, it's no bestial critical, but 6 successes.
All right. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah. Didn't write down everything it did, just that the number of successes determines the level of insight.
All right, and this is the first one you're rolling.
Yeah, premonition.
Oh, level 2 is premonition. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, this is the one where I have to.
All right. If you're attempting to trigger it, it's a rouse check.
Yeah. My brain's going, wait a minute, that's probably a rouse check.
It's free if I trigger it.
Okay, I succeeded.
All right. It's resolve all specs, but you've done that part.
Mm-hmm. Got 6 successes. He's gonna try to see if he can see anything of what Alejandro's doing, like where he might be going all the time, that kind of a thing.
Oh, they don't give an example of how many successes you need for what amount of information.
Well, all it says for me can attempt to actively. I wrote down the active part. The user can actively provoke a premonition by focusing on a subject, making a rouse check, and rolling resolve plus auspice. The number of successes rolled determines the level of insight on the subject, if any. So.
All right. Let's see. So he said plenty of time to get there. You get an image of Alejandro's car.
Mm-hmm.
Scott is in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
He is talking on his phone.
Okay.
You don't see Alejandro himself,
Mm-hmm.
but the car is parked in a parking lot, and there's some sort of huge building in front, or large building or buildings in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
but they're blurry. Everything else in the scene, in the parking lot, the surrounding kind of wooded area, there's water back kind of behind the buildings. All that's clear,
Okay.
but it's like the border of the the buildings and kind of this. You think there's some sort of fencing around it. All of that appears to be blurry, obscured.
So probably warded.
With that level of success, yeah, you're pretty sure.
Okay.
But it's at least two kind of whitish structures.
Okay. He'll sort of like glance around. Is there anything else that looks like it'd be recognizable? Is this just like forest and everything else?
Forest, there's kind of some hill area.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, it's April. There's probably a couple of kind of like security lights across the river.
Mm-hmm.
But that's way too far away to make any detail. There's just a couple little pinpricks of light over there.
Yeah.
Does not look like a really, heavily populated area.
Mm-hmm. Does it look about as heavily populated as Hollywood was?
The part of Hollywood that y'all went to, sure, because it was spaced out farms.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an intelligence. That's about all you get for the vision phase. Give me an intelligence. Let's see. What would you roll to see how well you know your area?
That's a good question.
Streetwise?
Streetwise is more kind of knowing your way around the culture of the streets.
Academics?
You wish
Like-
it was
like-
academics.
Well, no, I say that because like geography.
That would be more survival, even.
Do I wish it was academics? Yes, but
Actually, and this may sound a little weird, but give me an intelligence awareness.
okay.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Anything to it or just flat roll?
Just a straight roll.
Gotcha. 5.
You recall from the times that you've driven up to Hollywood and drove back really fast. You remember passing the Bellefonte nuclear plant. For those of you not familiar with the area,
Okay.
it was I guess probably the last nuclear plant TVA, which is the Tennessee Valley Authority, was trying to build in the area, and they never completed it. It never went online, and they never put the reactor in.
Yeah.
The facility is still guarded, even to this day. But they've got the two big, reactor towers, whatever they call those things.
Yeah. Cooling towers.
Yes, that's it. Which is the only thing you can think of in the area that'd be large, kind of whitish structures.
Yeah, and he'll pull back and goes, "What the hell is he doing there?"
While you've been zoned out, Travis has just kind of leaned forward. I know that look. Did you get anything?
Just finger to forehead, pushes him back a little bit. Yeah, it's just like my mental image is of he just pulled like he woke back up and his face is like right here. Just- yes, the Belfond nuclear plant. It is heavily warded too.
Yeah, it's got a lot of kind guards around it too. Though I guess if some kindred were there that had enough influence, why would anybody ward that place though?
I'll put it to you this way: it was warded enough that with an extremely clear premonition, the building itself was still incredibly blurry.
Well, it gives me a place to start looking, I suppose.
Right.
So let's see, that's a good hour's drive, probably. It's already probably 3 or 3:30 by now. Do you know what time he left this evening?
Do I know what time he left this evening?
Alexander.
Oh, Alexander's with you. He could supply that.
Yeah, he'll look over. Is like, what time did he leave this evening? You informed me of that.
It was like right after dark. Okay, so and we can judge the time when he gets back. Probably would probably be an hour or so after he left. Give me an idea of how much time he spent there.
Right. I said I sincerely hope it's nothing, and I have some favor that I can call in if I need to, if it does turn out to be nothing. But
Well, if he finds out you were talking to me and it turns out to be nothing, you better hope you've got somebody that can come in and cover you.
yeah,
Still, it'd be kind of neat if it is something.
yeah,
I mean, how often do I get to hunt up Imogen?
probably not very often.
No, not often enough. Well, if that's all you got for me, Doc, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
I
that's
got a little bit of work to get done before morning comes.
right.
And he takes his case, trots on out.
Then after Travis leaves, Samuel's just head in his hands like, well, the die has been cast, Alexander. Come what may.
Let's see what happens.
If it does turn out to be nothing, I probably won't be here in the city for very much longer.
Don't do this to Maeve.
Yeah, you could probably run over to Madison and try to get in there, or there's an empty chantry somewhere in Decatur.
Just
Hint,
make Jolene
hint.
leader of the coterie. If Samuel has to leave.
Hold on a second.
That would not go well at all.
Just had an emergency thing pop up.
Just-
Be right back.
Okay.
Queen of the Thin Bloods could just be leader of the coterie. It's fine.
Yeah, she wouldn't get murdered.
The Queen of Jones Valley.
Now with the, it's like you got the three clans in one coterie that nobody really likes. Yeah.
So Alexander and
You're
Samuel have been having
Maybe
this meeting. What are the
Blackjack.
rest of you doing?
I don't know. What am I?
I mean, y'all all picked up your vehicle, so
Yeah.
Picked up
Um,
your vehicles, gone home.
I probably would have gone home. Drove for a little while. Did my usual routine where I just like kind of around the farm, and then it gets kind of late. Blackjack just kind of like goes back to his farm and shows out. Do I see anybody on the road?
There's a few cars. The usual traffic for this time of morning.
People working night shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Or
By the time you
so-
decide to turn in, it's getting early enough that the people with the really early shifts are going into work, kind of thing.
Mhm. That used to be me.
But no, nothing particularly suspicious. You don't see the Brat Pack getting roaming around, or you don't see the hippie chick, or excuse me, May. You have a name for her now.
I am specifically looking for May if I see her. One of these days. That's it.
May, what are you doing?
Probably heading home. Gotta, heal the superficial damage I took. And depending on the time of night, like the time that she gets home, she'll probably walk around the block a couple of times.
By herself, or are you taking Vincent?
Let's go. Vincent. So,
All right. Well, give me rouse checks for the
rouse.
superficial you're healing.
I got hungrier, but I only had 1 superficial damage, so.
Okay, so you get a little hungry. That snack Jolene brought you is pretty well burned off. Vincent's, like any dog, is happy to go outside.
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna see if she just sees anything out of the ordinary. So I do what? Awareness.
Wits. No, you don't see anything unusual.
That's fine.
Nothing at all.
That he says after rolling dice.
Maybe I'm just doing that to throw you off.
Mm-hmm. Well, after that, when it gets close to sunrise, she'll head back home. Then go to bed.
Okay. Jolene. You took
Wait.
Oogie out on official business and he didn't get shot up or set on fire.
Miracle. She's going to see if there's any messages from Clan Thin Blood.
Thin Blood's really more of a bloodline, but anyway. A thin bloodline.
Yeah.
With Thin Bloods to listen, lady.
For once there isn't. I mean, you have messages from probably most of them, but that's just the routine check-ins that you've got going. Every couple of hours, it's just a check-in. So you just got a bunch of thumb up emojis from everybody.
She's like, this is really sus.
It's quiet. It's too quiet.
Your Thin Bloods are venting again.
She steps into her apartment. The lights turn on. The Thin Blood's jumper. The next thing she knows, she's got a crown on her head.
Happy birthday!
purple robe.
Oh God. Oh wait, when did I put her birthday? Did give her a birthday.
I'm not sure the Thin Bloods would even know when her birthday was.
They just make it up.
Prepared her card. They'll probably just find. They'll find out. They'll have somebody figure it out. I did give her a birthday. Okay.
But so now, where is Jolene staying tonight? You said you're still kind of avoiding your hotel or your apartment. I mean, you can always crash at the
Yeah.
Primrose.
She was gonna probably wait and closer to sunrise. Go pass out at the Primrose.
Okay.
She has claimed that cot as hers.
Figure if you wait till 15 minutes until sunrise, no vampire's gonna be following you around to follow you there. So.
Yeah, no, she waits until okay, everyone that's probably not able to handle everyone that's not able to handle sunlight is asleep right now. I'm gonna go to bed.
Now I haven't asked this before, but you've got Bree working the Primrose. Is she the only employee you've got?
I would assume we would have hired more than just Bree.
Like mortal employees, or
I don't know.
That's probably a Samuel thing while he's not here to answer that
Yeah.
question.
but of course I'm thinking about needing multiple shifts and stuff. But a place like that isn't going to open all that early.
Yeah,
It's probably not opening till noon.
yeah. It probably doesn't stay open crazy late either.
No, you probably like a 12 to 6.
Yeah.
With her getting there maybe an hour or two before that to do whatever. But... So I guess she would really be if you're only open 5 days a week or something. Because I could see something like that being closed on Sundays, especially in the South. And then maybe Monday, because I know some places they'll pick Monday as their other off day just because it's usually such a slow day. Where Saturday's the kind of day they'd need to be open. So maybe Bree can carry the weight by herself.
Not depending on the hours she gets at her other job, she would just take whatever shifts Bree can't cover.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about I'm napping here. Some mortal walks in. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no,
one of
I
the
would
bosses.
assume,
Why does the boss keep camping here?
I would assume the kind of basement's a little bit hidden, considering it would be used kind of as the coterie crash space.
That's fair. Or if not hidden, at least locked.
Yeah.
Bree'd probably have a key to it or whatever, or know the code if it's one of those.
Yeah.
Alright, so y'all crash out for the day. Going to assume that Samuel takes Alexander home and probably crashes out not too far after that. If Eric gets back and actually had something else he wanted to do, we'll jump back to it. So the next night, everybody give me rouse checks as you wake up.
Hungry again!
Huzzah!
No!
You just can't stay ahead of the beast's hunger. Or thirst.
Apparently not
Very-
now. I mean, there was weeks where I was not hungry whatsoever.
It's very Gangrel of you.
Huh?
It's very Gangrel of you.
I don't know, all
Yeah.
vampires seem to be pretty hungry. I guess I need that one right now. Alright. Alright, so y'all be deciding who's got to hunt and what you want to do in the first part of the night. I have got to run to the little boys' room, so I'll be back in just 1 minute. Maybe 2.
Somebody time him. No.
1
I'm
1,000.
hunting.
2 1,000. 3 1,000.
I got to
1,005?
hunt again.
I'm good.
I-
I'm at 2 hunger.
I would pick the puppy up right now, but like, I don't want to show. I don't want to show on stream a nasty gash.
It's
Fair.
fine, buddy.
She's fine. She's capable of movement. I don't
But
really
what
want her to move
happened?
around a lot. The neighbor dog got her.
Ooh.
Oh no.
The neighbor
Poor
dog's
puppy.
head is probably the size of the puppy. Yeah.
And like just attacked her, or
That dog gets super ornery. Like if I'm in my yard
your
and
dog
I
needs to stay away.
well that's why she's quarantining in here.
Did I just beep? Yes, I did. I beeped. My headset was down. But I would have been like, listen, you need to control your dog. That dog comes after my dog again, we gonna have issues.
I've already plotted it.
won't
I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna ask questions. Just gonna be like, okay. I live in Texas. This is legal.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I'd be
No.
like calling, listen, there's a dog attacking my dog. I've told the owners and they've done nothing about it.
So, when, like, I'm in my yard, and I walk like a little bit towards the fence. That dog is already starting up. If they're in the
That's
front,
too much, and that's how old is the dog?
I don't know how old their dog is. Ours is like 3-ish months, I think.
Alright. So I know Jolene said she wanted to hunt.
Yep, 3 hunger.
That's fine. You're fine.
She is gonna go hunt.
So,
Alright.
what's
Are you-
going on?
We moved on to the next day.
Was there anything you wanted to do?
Yeah, was there anything extra you want to do that same night?
No. I'll just
Okay.
do my rolls check.
Alright, and Jolene I know wants to hunt.
I'll give you a roll for that. She's
Are you hunting one of the Jones Farms cows, or are you in the woods?
she's gonna try and nab a deer. If not, she's gonna get some raccoon
Okay.
or possum or something equally that size.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's quite nice. So yes, you get out of the woods. You're stalking around. You come across a, let's see, April. Yeah. You come across a little fawn.
Not Bambi.
Well, the important part for you is not really big enough to give you much more than a raccoon would. However, where there's a fawn, there's usually a doe. So you just pause and keep that fawn in view.
If she takes the mom, she is going to take the baby as well. She's not going to leave one. Yeah.
Okay.
Jolene saw Bambi.
Well, it's more that fawn's just going to die. If it's too young.
Mm.
So you keep watching the fawn. The doe comes out. You pounce on the doe. It startles. You sink your teeth in, and kind of that euphoria effect takes over. So you drain it dry. That gives you 2. At least I think you get 2 off a deer. We decided deer were large, didn't we?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh, and then you move on to find the fawn because you don't want to leave it there just to starve. And it's definitely too small to take care of itself. And when you pounced, it kind of took off. So you head off in that direction.
Or like any hunger, like decrease, you would still kill it quickly. Like no suffering.
Yeah, and your bite would not cause it to suffer. But the initial prick, and then it just kind of zones out. However, you don't get the chance. Sorry, frog in my throat. You come through some brush. You're pretty sure it's headed this way. And you see the prince.
She's hunting in her domain, so
No. When you get up, when y'all go hunting the deer, if you're looking on the map, that's the wooded areas around here.
but she's okay.
And I mean, you could be, you might be right on the edge or something, but generally speaking,
Yeah.
those woods are not officially considered anybody's territory. And since you're only hunting animals there, nobody cares.
All right. Gonna do a quick swipe, make sure she doesn't have any blood on her face.
The prince is feeding on the fawn. And when he finishes, he tosses it to the side. He's pretty much dressed like you saw.
No.
He's pretty well dressed like you saw him when he went to fight the Bali with you, or when y'all went to fight the Bali with him. He's still in the fancy pants, but barefoot. He's not wearing his shirt. He's got longish hair that he usually keeps kind of pulled back at official functions. It's all just kind of loose and hanging.
Fancy meeting you here, Prince.
It's the nature of my clan to enjoy the woods. And he lives in the ledges, which is just up above all this, so.
Fair enough.
I saw you take the dough. You're getting much better. You seemed to struggle at first.
Practice makes perfect. Little more. I don't want to use the word fun than like taking a cow or something like that, but it's at least something to keep my mind off other things.
There's a thrill to hunting. Perhaps your sire was a gangrel.
She would know that. 1 second. Because we did check her sire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, her sire was a gangrel, yeah. Her sire is a gangrel. She kind of gives a look like, Samuel did a blood walk, and you are correct, my sire is a gangrel.
I was merely guessing. The hunting urge, all our beasts have the hunting urge to some degree, but my clan more than most. I hope you didn't need this dough, or this fawn, rather.
No, sir. Just
I wasn't going to leave it on its own.
Exactly.
Ah. Good animal husbandry, whatever you'd call it. And then there's just this awkward silence, He's like said his piece, he's just kind of looking at you.
Christopher Blakely.
Yep.
That's the name.
I don't mean to be rude, but, unless you need information or anything, I'm going to care about my evening.
How have your studies of the thin blood alchemy been going?
They've
I
been
think-
progressing.
You had sent him one report at some point, hadn't you?
She sent him a letter, on very nice, paper that, if he had questions, she had, done some studying, and she would be willing to speak to him about it.
Well, now just seems to be the time. So he asked you how the studying's going.
She's kind of just like I had bobble. It makes me less of a burden, and it is no replacement for the various skills or magics of the true clans, but it keeps us from those of us that find the knack for it from being a burden or getting surprised by those that would try to kill us unjustly. As I said, any one of us could be easily taken out, Thin Blood Alchemist, or just standard Thin Blood.
How many of your people would you say practices alchemy?
She would know this, but it's pretty low.
Yeah, there's like you and maybe 3 others in the town. At least one of those is in the folks that were still captured.
Under half a dozen. It requires a certain gruesome dedication.
Sounds like blood sorcery.
She kind of makes a face of that, like, probably not entirely untrue, but it has its oddness.
Let's see, is there anything else? Please pass a message on to Samuel for me.
Of course.
I have approved Travis's investigation of the matter that Samuel brought to us.
Okay. I will make sure that he gets it as soon as I'm...
If it proves to be a waste of time, there may be consequences, however.
Time's valuable.
And with that, he just turns and leaves. No.
Jolene kind of stands there for a few moments, does the same, and then once she's fairly certain she's out of earshot, just kind of like... like, I do not need to breathe, but...
My heart started beating again just so it could stop.
The anxiety makes you have like phantom heartbeats.
Well, she's lifelike, so at night she
Oh, that's
has
fair.
to pass medical tests.
That's true. So it beats whether it needs to or not.
Yeah.
He's also very quiet as he moves off through the brush. You thought you were getting better at that sort of thing, but...
Alright, it's gonna be a fun evening, okay.
Who else needed to hunt?
Before she ends, she'll like send Samuel a text like, have him message, need to meet you up at some point.
All she'll get back is understood.
Maeve.
It's
Oh,
very
wait.
curt. And just punctuated
There's
and
a
everything.
period at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Maeve. How are you going to go about hunting?
She's just gonna hunt a druggie. She doesn't feel like getting shot at a second night in a row.
Alright, the dealers are now off the table.
Do I change the way I hunt? Or do I still use wits and streetwise?
No, it's still Wits and Streetway, because you'd still go to where you know the drug dealers tend to be, and you'd wait until you saw somebody you could pick off.
Alright, 3 successes.
Alright, let's see. 3, I think, is all you need. Oh, there we go. I would say this is probably working class neighborhood / gentrified. So yeah, 3 is all you need. You stake out one of the dealers. Same setup as the last time. You've got the dealer, and as you watch, you can see there's a couple of security guys kind of. They're not hovering around him. They're kind of tucked away, you know. Clearly, the dealers in this area are still a bit spooked. But you know, and you watch some people come up. Well, you know, that's a couple. Here's 3 or 4 folks together. Finally, you have a younger guy, you know, early 20s probably, that comes up. The little, you know, the typical little exchange, and then he kind of trots off. You follow down behind him. Unlike a lot of the druggies you fed on, you would look at this kid and think he was one. Clearly, either he hadn't been on it very long, or he's not taking any, or you know, doing anything too heavy. But you get up ahead of him. You're kind of waiting in an alley, between, like, you know, 2 streets of houses. And then as he walks by, you snatch him into the alley. Just far enough back to be, you know, enough in the shadow that somebody driving by on the street probably wouldn't notice.
Mhm. And she's gonna slake to hunger, take
Okay.
his money, leave him against the wall.
You
with
take his
the wound
drugs, too?
closed. Nah, she's just gonna take his money.
Just as many this time? Okay.
Cause it's probably just weed. It's not like any of that heavy stuff. So, she just take the money.
Huh,
And
marijuana?
just
Psst,
there.
amateur.
Rookie.
Where's the crack cocaine?
Oh, that's what I need to do to Maeve sometime.
Oh no.
Not that anybody really freebases anymore that I know of, but have somebody freebasing, she runs up to bite him, and that's when the pipe explodes and they both catch on fire.
Oh god, no! That'd be the shittiest way.
How did
What
Maeve
happened?
die?
Microwave dinner exploded.
It's the worst Rod Shrek induction ever.
How did Maeve die? Well, are you familiar with Richard Pryor?
Oh no!
She was feeding on somebody that had, you know, off-brand cookies and 2% milk. They dipped the cookie into the milk and it exploded. Which was his explanation for, you know, his freebasing accident. But anyway. So, you know, you feed, you mug him, you drop, throw him to the side. You know, you didn't take enough to do any permanent damage to him, so. And chances of him reporting being mugged, you know, are slim. Though he's young, he might be dumb enough to do that with, you know, marijuana still on his person. Who knows?
Lady mugged me, but she didn't take my drugs. Very sus.
I am glad that our vocabulary has dropped down enough to just say a 3-letter word. A new 3-letter word.
Sometimes
After
you
the
just
next
gotta...
After the next 2 games this week too. Sorry, next 3 games.
Alright, Alexander. Do you need to feed?
No, sir, I've gone up to 2 hunger, so I can let that ride. If anything, he's going to check the cams, as always, but before he does, he's going to be a good Nosferatu this go round. And while he's got the cameras and systems slowly warming up, he's going to let Grandmother Dorcas know in an email that a certain gentleman is under suspicion, and that with the help of a dear ally, we are going to do a small investigation and see if there's anything to worry about of this said gentleman.
You just get back a short little question. Would this be a Spanish gentleman by any chance?
Tell me
Actually,
he
yeah.
said C.
No, that's actually exactly what he's going to type back to her is Spanish C,
Oh my god.
The fancy eye.
the fancy eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's accented, it's not fancy.
The fancy accent today.
When you check the cameras, you see Alejandro's vehicle come back into town around 5. Oh, hang on. 5 is probably too late.
Probably have to be about 4 this time of year.
What is sunrise in April?
I'm checking. 5:14
Well, April
5:14 a.m.
27th is like 6:46, so he probably rolls back in 4:30 or so.
He will make a note of that. Like he will write down that timestamp
You know,
that he sees it.
they're giving themselves this, trying to, and based on other trips that you've got records of, they always seem to be getting back to town about an hour before sunrise. It's like they give themselves some leeway in case of flat tire, traffic.
Yeah. He'll see that. He'll kind of flip through his notes, seeing the timestamps. He'll just send a little message to Samuel like, I believe your friend just continues to always arrive home with a good hour time. Or an hour's worth of time.
And as Samuel's leaving, because he has to go meet folks at 7. He's gonna catch a ghoul going by, or he'll go by the country club first to one of the ghouls attending, and he'll say, "I need you to send a message for me, or have
Certainly, sir.
someone do it."
There are people at the club or at all the Elysium, truthfully, specifically there to take messages and pass messages around.
Right, so he'll go to one of them. Like, I need you to pass a message for me.
Of course.
Travis, the Scourge. Let him know time of arrival 4:30 a.m. He'll understand the message.
Of course, sir.
Have a good night.
You as well, Doctor.
And then he'll go to do his thing.
All right. Are you taking any of the rest of the coterie with you?
He said it was just going to be him,
Okay.
and he's going to honor that.
Okay.
Because he's doing enough crazy shit right now. Well, I mean, technically, Alexander could potentially hide out in the car under obfuscate, and Samuel probably wouldn't notice. But
Why is there a dent in the hood of my car?
yeah, he doesn't have sense the unseen yet.
Hold my rat. I'm gonna dent this hood.
So, hold my rat. I got
So,
an idea.
so I mean, if Alexander wants to do some crazy Nos shit and hide in the car, I mean,
Who says I'm not already there?
Alexander Wilson.
see point.
Carbane. All right. Is Alexander going to try to sneak to this meeting? Because you all know the meeting is taking place.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about it.
See, carbine. No, he's a carbine.
Alexander's curious.
Sorry.
He'll just kind of like just sit in the seat. Again, he'll do his best not to move or anything, and sit there and wonder. Like, eventually, he's gonna know I'm here, either by the sense of Tremere or just from the sure fact of which he knows I can't resist this.
It's probably
Something
He's probably halfway there. Alexander.
Do I smell Aqua Velva? I don't use Aqua Velva. Who's in my car?
I smell sewer.
Smell like rats.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to breathe for that.
Shh.
That's true, and you're not at a level of humanity that you remember to breathe all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
No, if you're honestly just going to say that halfway through, you'll just get a slate.
How did I know you were gonna sneak here? Never mind, you're an Nosferatu, you can't resist.
To be fair, you would think I'm also part of Jameer as much as I love knowledge. Secrets.
Fair. Just
Do
stay
not
cool.
worry.
Yeah,
I will stay quiet.
stay back. Preferably at their back.
Of course.
Then he'll go meet him.
Okay. So you go to the appointed spot. Alexander kind of breaks off, and close enough that he could intervene if something bad goes down. Walker arrives first, dressed like he usually is. As you're looking around, you also notice Walker's buddy in the cowboy hat.
Hmm.
He's not with Walker. He's just hitting some of the stores. Just staying in the general area.
There's plenty of spots around there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He only sticks out because you met him before, and the cowboy hat kind of draws a little bit of attention, but nothing.
Bring a friend.
He insisted that he come as backup in case this is something other than it appears to be.
Well, I don't believe it's something that other than it appears to be, but we'll see. Truthfully, my stake in this is I'm following our agreement to protect your family. And if whatever this is that's attracting them is her new husband, I would prefer that threat potentially to be removed.
Well, let's wait and see what they say before we jump to any conclusions.
Well, yes. Where does he work? Do you know?
Oh, he names one of the tech companies in town. He goes, I've done a pretty thorough look into his background and stuff. That I don't believe there's anything unnatural about the boy.
Well, we'll see.
I'm only unhappy with him for dragging her into this city.
Mm-hmm.
And as y'all are sitting there talking, Jabarl and
Russell?
Russell, thank you. I was sitting there going, Richard. Richard was in my head like, that's not right.
Yeah.
And Russell show up. They don't appear to have brought any unannounced backup.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they did, theirs were better at hiding, one or the other. They step up. Jabral's like, Doctor. Russell nods to you. And then he looks over at Walker and it's kind of like, a kind.
He is aware. It's connected to our world, regardless.
Some might see that as a violation of your traditions.
Hence the agreements that were made.
They introduce themselves and kind of... You're in kind of one of the areas in Bridge Street that's got got all the little chairs and benches and whatnot.
You know what that fountain area is that's like across from that mall area that's sort of kind of off to the side of Bridge Street proper, but still close enough to be where all the shops are at? Where they think that's that
over
pizza
where
place.
the carousel?
Other side.
Oh, others. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I figured they're like on the benches by the fountain there.
And this is
Still
helping. This is helping nobody but me and you because nobody else is that familiar with this place.
Yeah, but
But
I
yeah.
figured like
A little
Since
off to
you
one
being the
side. Oh,
Yeah,
we're
you
being
being the-
raided.
you being the storyteller, I'm just letting you know that's kind of where I had in mind, because it's still public enough, but it's in a slightly out of the way place too.
Right. It's not on the main strip of Bridge Street.
Yeah.
Which, for those of y'all listening, is a big outdoor shopping mall kind of thing.
Massive.
But you're over there. There's a couple of restaurants on either side, so there's still people around.
Mm.
And like I said, y'all are meeting at 7, so still plenty of people eating dinner.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all move over there. You kind of take a seat to yourself. Introductions are made, and I hate to do it with us being rated, but that's pretty much where we're going to wrap.
We're sorry.
Sure.
So we do not have time to get into the full meeting tonight.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, So thanks everybody that showed up. Sorry to our rating party that they got here at the last minute like this. You missed Alexander assaulting a Rolls Royce earlier.
Not
We have-
needed.
It was in self-defense.
I will say, even though you did pop up at the end, we still appreciate you.
Oh,
Very much.
absolutely. So that'll wrap. Like I said, that'll wrap us up for tonight. Join us back here same time tomorrow. We have a Monster of the Week game scheduled. Then Friday will be Descent into Avernus, or excuse me, Thursday will be Descent into Avernus. Nothing Friday, and then Saturday we have I'm completely blanked on the name of the campaign now.
Stolen Cities.
Yeah.
Stolen Cities, yes. Which is post-apocalyptic, but using the 5e rules, I believe.
Something like that. It is 5e.
I think that's post-apocalyptic vampires, I want to say.
From what I watched the first episode, it's kind of like so the concept I got was like the Underdark came back and like took the people that were topside down, and that was the post-apocalyptic event or some sort.
Okay, so it's like these wrecked cities that have been pulled underground.
Yeah, something
That
to that
sounds
effect.
I managed to watch a few minutes of it, but not enough to really piece together the setting.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's our newest show. They've only had the first episode, so, and I believe it's weekly. So, well, pretty much all the Direbear stuff's weekly. Then that'll wrap us up until Monday. Oh, what was
No.
it?
No.
Mondays.
Monday's done. Monday ended.
Monday.
Oh, the escorts is.
Yeah.
I knew the ending was coming.
Yesterday was the final episode.
Okay, well, never mind then. Nothing going on.
Guys,
When I ended the world.
Very Satiel of you to end the world.
What did you do, Eric?
to be fair, that was something Satchel would do. Would be sacrifice himself for his friends.
Yeah. Basically, he was being used as a host this entire time by the being that was trying to put the sword together. A being that can very just casually, backhandedly kill gods. And then she was just like, oh, yeah, so serve me or die. And he was just like, I wish the Veil of
take
Thunder
C.
you came back. Yeah, I take option C. I'm going to reform the Veil and erase everything you've done.
Bye.
And then he literally hit the reset button on the world. And just...
The characters.
So
know
everybody
each
goes back to not
other.
realizing they were something hinky.
No, not even that. He reset the world all the way back to like episode 2 or 3, basically. Everything just got wiped clean.
Nobody knows each other.
Kind of a kick in the pants, but it's what it is.
Yeah, but everybody's still alive, so there's that going for you.
No! I'm gone.
Everybody else is still alive,
Yeah, but they don't know each other. It's like, oh, it's that guy.
and nobody knows to miss you, so,
Which is even sadder.
a little bit. But the viewers know. Do we know what's coming up next for Mondays?
It's called the Troubleshooters. It's gonna
He's got
be
applications out for it.
It,
so
it is
check for
something
in the
that
Cyber Discord.
it is something that took I think like 20 minutes to explain. That just I was still reeling that I accidentally ended the world, so it went over
it's
my head.
um,
But
it is a from what I've gathered, is about it is 20s era. It's 5th edition still, but everyone is like 20s era. You know, Chicago pinstripes, that kind of thing.
So it's more almost like an urban arcana, but
Yeah,
set like the 20s
yeah.
or 30s or something.
It's an urban arcana. It's an alternate Earth setting,
Okay. That sounds kind of neat.
and he's doing applications for that. So if you have a backdrop like that one, I'm pointing at Sarah but that's close as I can get. The sheet. You can apply for that on the Dire Bear Discord, I believe. Just send, I believe it's a 2-minute video explaining your character. It doesn't have to be the character you're going to use. Just explain your character. Try to like stay in character, have a costume, makeup, and all that.
Good lighting.
Sounds like
Oh,
this is going to be a little bit more of a production.
Yeah, it's gonna be more productive.
I am outright then because I don't have costumes.
I was gonna say, I'm also out
Same.
because my lighting sucks here.
If it's the 20s or 30s, I have a fedora, so
Eh,
and a suit coat that might still fit.
And honestly, I'd be exhausted after work anyway to want to dress up. So
that's
Yeah.
fair.
Same.
He's also only taking 4 people.
Really?
that's true. Yeah,
That's less
I
than
think
normal.
class selections are limited, and you can only
Race.
Yeah, you can only pick like very humanoid races or humanoid-ish. races.
I think he said no tiefling,
Yeah, no tieflings or
no like furball or anything like that.
Probably stuff that could
Yeah.
blend into the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. probably.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what it turns out to be.
Mhm.
I imagine it'll be probably a few weeks before they
The 2 weeks casting call.
2 weeks for the casting call, and then probably a session 0 if I had to guess. That's just
More
me
than
guessing.
likely.
Though. Anyway, so nothing Monday apparently.
Come back
And then
to
join,
us
you
on
can-
Tuesday.
Please join us here again on Tuesday for the next Valley by Night. I've been your storyteller for the evening, Jason from Over the Nerd Eternal. And with me as usual has been Sarah playing Jolene, Eric playing Samuel, Dua playing Alexander, Rap playing Maeve, and Decca playing Blackjack. And we will see you all next time.
Night.